Hey, and welcome along to the TropEx podcast, Tropical Exposure Live, direct from TropEx Studios in Mackay. It's great to have you all here. Welcome to the show. It's been a long time coming. We've been engineering this rig for quite a while. Carissa, the Rissile Morgan, welcome to the panel.
Morning. Thank you. Yes, it's very exciting to finally get it up and running, and keen to see what we can do on this rig.
Fantastic, and it's open and available to all clients. Product launches, discussion, social discussion, local news, the whole lot. So it's really a great thing. And Amanda, our accounts genius and a director of Tropical Exposure, how are you today?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Glad to be on our very first show, and I love the rig, and let's get it happening.
Great. And you've had some big things happening with MET's adaptation grants and COVID adaptation grants happening?
That's good. Yeah, 2020 was massive with grants coming out from state governments. We've got some fantastic clients that have just picked up some wonderful capability statements and videos. So we're really excited for them, ready to launch a lot of them, and good luck.
Yeah, great to bring on 2021, I say. And Rob Dog, the wizard, our After Effects guru, you've been busy on some animations, getting a fair bit done.
Yeah, we've been doing plenty of animation work for industries and whatever not people want. But it's really good to see people getting on board with it. Yeah,
great. There's so much more to it now, especially in the development space.
Yeah.
I think it's very timely looking at the Facebook news block at the moment and individual content creation. Carissa, you've got a huge background in mainstream news.
Yeah, and I guess it's Facebook this morning announced a block to all professional news services, and they won't be paying the money, which it seems Google will be to News Corp or Channel 9. And it really, in my personal opinion, will turn Facebook into just this spinner of unofficial news. You lose that kind of official. A journalist, as you said, might put across their personal opinion, but at least it's a reputable source. So all of a sudden we're left with just you and I gas bagging pretty much.
That's right. Well, and there just seems to be so much persuasion taken with news these days. No one really knows where they sit. But I'm a firm believer, coming from our background in the local news and regional news days, where we created our own content and had journos write their own stories with some inclination, whether they be, a Tory or whether they be a red ragger. There was always, the stations would have some kind of persuasion or some kind of drift. But I think, and what I was getting to is, in those days, we would never ever share a story. A 7 story was a 7 story, a 9 story was a 9 story.
Yeah.
And these days, people are sharing each other's content, they're sharing each other's overlay, they're sharing each other's footage. What's your take on that? Do you think that's what broke it down?
Yeah, it's essentially a copyright thing. You're taking someone's individual thing that they've made and making it your own, which is what Google and Facebook did. So I'm all for the government's decision to introduce those laws. What I'm against is the fact that Facebook will now block all reputable sources from being on that platform. So the way that we as consumers are delivered news on a day-to-day basis, most of us get it on Facebook, or I watch a little bit of maybe Sunrise in the morning, but I'm just sitting on Facebook. I'm reading news articles on there. We also may lose our public broadcasters. So your ABCs, your SBSs don't have a lot of money. They are using social media platforms because they were free. So where does that reputable government public broadcast system go from here?
I think it's been in flames for years, and we've completely been a part of the restructure of providing and distributing content from an advertorial point of view. I think the stations ran out of money years ago. Back in the days of having a primary platform or one or two channels, or an ABC, for example, and a Channel 7 in an itinerant town, or a Channel 9.
MBQ6.
Simple as that. A brilliant station with integrity, great journos, and developing their own content. There was no money in it. Before the dilution of social media and platforms that distribute. Now Channel 7, Channel 9, still love them to bits, but there's 50 channels per channel. I mean, what do you watch?
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw in a bit of laugh to that. What do you watch,
Yeah.
But so I think this is now it's News's turn.
Yeah.
There's just no money in it anymore.
And I mean, if Facebook stays with this block, which personally I don't think they will, I think they're kind of holding the government hostage to get a better deal out of the whole situation. But if Facebook stays with the block, it's really going to open up the door for our clients to generate their own news as such, so they can really control the message that's being delivered to their customers, which is a whole new ballgame.
I agree, and as I say, we've had a lot of success even with councils and local government doing what I would like to call sort of controlled content, where Facebook's been a platform to deliver messages that because everyone's watching it. Like it used to be, running TVCs and maybe even corporate video, I suppose, but you can edit a story, get the right message out, have, from an engineering point of view, for example, for a local government, they can have the engineers sign off on the intellectual content before it goes out, without that persuasion of a journalist perhaps getting in the way sometimes. So I suppose there's pros and cons to how it all works. So it's an interesting times. I really think it's going to be, it's terrible that, they've got so much control these days, but I think bring on the revolution. Let's see more people create their own content, and let's see.
What I reckon too. Yeah, definitely. So I think, and here we are. This is our platform, and I think if we've got clients or anyone interested to use, we're here in Mackay. It's local.
Simple as that. Exactly right. Create your own content, and get some glisten in there, and
just controlling that message rather than having someone control it for you.
That's right. The absolute beauty and
we're all rolling our eyes.
The glamour of local television and local content can come back.
Anyway, bend the soundboard.
Everyone, the in-house audience, as they say, loves it. Anyway, getting back to, let's talk about the clip of the week. Rob's been doing some amazing animation for Ryan Norris at Veyron, making big moves in the AI space. They've got a smart idler, which is a revolutionary conveyor roller that can send information and make things easier. How'd you go with that project, Rob? What's happened?
Yeah, it was good being able to work with Ryan and the team. We were able to get essentially the actual CAD model files and build up 3D models and put them into sequences where we can show off how they actually work and show clients for them like how the roller works and the ins and outs of it. Absolutely, because as you say, it's we shoot a lot of industrial, shoot a lot of mining stuff, and it's one of our main industries is making abattoirs with people. But those situations where a roller is in an underground mine cutting, we simply can't get in there. No. So that was. Do you think it was the ultimate way to do it with the renders? Yeah, absolutely. Because you can shoot it, but like you can't get into detail on how it works on the internal level rather than just external shots of conveyor on a mine site. Exactly, and so see how the whole gateway works, the whole thing. You see there in the video up there now. You've done a fantastic job there with the breakaways and the cutaways of how it's all working. So well done, and congratulations to Ryan and Mark and the team, and is making straight from Mackay, local business, and they're going to take over the world, I think, in that AI space. Absolutely. Yeah, well, we've also got the Cutters trials this weekend. Mando, tell us a bit what's going on with at the Cutters.
Capras are coming to town, so I think it's going to be an awesome day. I think they've got the 5 games happening. We've got the 16s, 18s, we've got the women's, Intra Super Cup and the boys. So, yeah, it'll be get down to the Cutters on Saturday.
Well, let's have
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, a round of applause for the Cutters, everyone. Yeah, come on, Cutters.
Oh, we've just got to beat those Capras, that's all I can say.
Oh, no, we've got to beat Rocky. Well, we've all played sport for Mackay, and I think the biggest thing is if you can beat Townsville and beat Rocky and beat Cairns, it's a good thing. Who cares about anyone else? They're a main competition. And they're also live streaming the games. We're going to be live streaming a couple of games this weekend, so tune in to the Cutters website. In fact, Cutters Facebook. My apologies, it'll be on the Cutters Facebook, so we can watch that. That was my mistake. I'll take that on board.
We really need to take that soundboard off you.
And laid some other ones in there too. I actually had on my run sheet here to talk about high performance Japanese superbikes of the 80s, but I think we might have to just run over that one. We'll save that for another.
That's right.
Separate panel might be needed.
Yes.
Anyway, stay tuned and stick around. We'll have a lot of clients using this facility, including our weekly TropEx live update and panel discussion. Thank you to Mackay for getting us through COVID, and thank you to Queensland for getting us through COVID. And we look forward to a really big 21. So thanks, Carissa.
You're welcome. See you next week.
Thank you. Thanks, Amanda. Great to have you.
No worries. Very good.
Rob Dog the Wizard. Awesome to have you here.
Thank you. Always here.
And I'll throw to my outro music. And thank you for watching the TropEx podcast version number 1. Give us a call or email info@tropicalexposure.com.au if you want to be a part of this fantastic new platform. And we'll see you next week.